I want to share with you the 3 principles from the Bible that helped me build my multiple 6-figure online business. Now, one of the most frustrating things in the world is trying to figure out how you can grow your business. And you're watching all these YouTube videos, you're buying all these programs, you're going down all these different rabbit holes, and everybody's pulling you in different directions. And what I realized, a couple years after starting my first business, was that the Bible literally tells you how to build a successful business. It tells you everything. And somebody that I've modeled my consulting business off of is King Solomon. And King Solomon ran a high ticket consulting business, and he had certain things in his business that are the same principles that I'm covering right here. And it's what I use in my business today. So if you could apply these 3 principles, you're going to be able to have a business that actually serves you and allows you to leave the impact that you want to leave and make the money that you want to make. Okay? So I want to go ahead and just dive into the first one here. The first principle is to seek wisdom first. A lot of people have this backwards, and a lot of people, what they're doing is something that's actually very wrong, and they're chasing the quick money. They're chasing quick money. They're playing short-term games. They're looking for the fastest way to make money, the easiest side hustle that they can be doing. And the reality is, before you can make any amount of money and run any type of business, you need to seek wisdom first. And I want to read a Bible verse right here, which is Proverbs 8:11. And it states, "Wisdom is more precious than rubies. Nothing you desire can compare to her." There's nothing in the world that is more valuable than wisdom. And it's shown in the Bible when King Solomon, God appeared to King Solomon in a dream. And God asked King Solomon, he said, you can ask for anything in the world. You can ask for anything that you want, Solomon. What will it be? And instead of Solomon asking for money or fame or anything like that, Solomon asked for wisdom. And God said, "I will give you wisdom." And for your answer being so noble, as a byproduct of the wisdom you will gain, you'll get all the money and fame that you can desire. And so it started by seeking wisdom first. And this is something I've done in my own business, because before I made any money at all, what the hell did I do? I sought wisdom. I tried learning from people, from the source, from people that are in a spot that I want to be in. And so I remember the first time I actually followed this principle was when I sold my car. I had a 2015 Jeep Wrangler that was given to me by my grandparents after high school. And I told them one day, I'm like, "Hey, abuelo and abuela, Cuban grandparents, hey guys, I'm going to sell the car." And they look at me and they're like, "Are you crazy? What's wrong with you?" And I look at them and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to sell the Jeep because I'm dropping out of college and I'm buying courses online." I can't explain to you the face they made when I said that, but I knew what I was doing, and I was seeking wisdom from the source. I might even have to add that in there, from the source. Going to university, going to college, you're not really seeking wisdom there. What wisdom are you going to gain? Who are you learning from there that isn't a spot that you want to be in? Not many people, right? And so what I did is I sold my car and I started buying courses. I started filling in the knowledge gap that I needed to make the amount of money that I wanted to make in my business. And so I started buying courses, and there's one definition I actually want to give you. I believe that wisdom does come from learning. Wisdom comes from learning. But what's important is you want something more important than wisdom, which is called judgment. And judgment comes from doing. Another person that I study is Naval Ravikant, very, very famous philosopher and entrepreneur. And Naval defines judgment as wisdom applied to external problems. Judgment is wisdom applied. And so I would say with this first principle, not only do you need wisdom, and you need to learn from the source, and you need to invest into coaches, courses, masterminds. You need to work for somebody and gain skills and gain wisdom first before you can go and teach anybody anything. Besides wisdom, you need judgment. And judgment comes from doing the thing, from applying wisdom. And when you have judgment, that's when money comes easy to you. When you have judgment is when money comes easy to you. And so I gain wisdom by investing and learning from people and paying a bunch of consultants and coaches to learn from them, but I gained judgment by getting the things that I learned from these people and applying it and running a business. And so what I did is I learned from everybody online on how to start an SMMA, right? Popular term, a social media marketing agency. And what did I do? I applied it, and I grew my SMMA from $0 to $30,000 a month in revenue. And so what happened here is I gained wisdom from mentors on how to actually run the business and how they do it, but I took it to another level. And I got the wisdom from the mentors, and I started my SMMA, and I applied the wisdom to gain judgment in the small field of going from $0 to 30 grand a month with an agency. And this is what allowed me to get to my next venture, which was insanely more profitable, insanely more life-changing for me, which was teaching other people the vehicle and the thing that I had done. I built a high-ticket leveraged offer. I built a consulting offer on a high-ticket price point, teaching people how to grow their own marketing agency. Because if you can make or save somebody a lot of money, you can justify a high-ticket price. And so that's not for this video. We can go down the damn trenches of that in another video. But this is so important for you to understand. You want to seek wisdom first, the same way King Solomon, he went and tried to get wisdom before making any money at all. And what ended up happening to him? He became so wise that he became the best king in the world, and every other king and queen in the entire planet came to him. And the Queen of Sheba paid King Solomon $175 million to consult her on how to run her empire. And so it started with wisdom. And so if you're learning from people and you have mentors, apply it into a business model, apply it into something that could teach you how to make or save a lot of money. Do it, gain judgment, and then with that judgment, teach other people the thing that you know, because that is how you make the most amount of money. It's the most ethical way to run it, the same way King Solomon did something. He ran his kingdom and then taught other people how to run their kingdom as well. But remember, with King Solomon, he was the best king. What a lot of people are doing is they're skipping wisdom. They're trying to gain judgment by just getting in the trenches and running a business model. And as a matter of fact, they're not gaining judgment because they're not making progress with their business. And then they go and try to teach others how to run a business. That is the blind leading the blind. And that's not biblical whatsoever. If you're trying to build a business off of the Bible, do something and do it freaking well. Do something and solve that problem, whatever you ran into, for yourself first, and then go and serve other people. Okay, in the same way King Solomon built a great kingdom and then helped other people build a great kingdom as well. So that's principle number 1, seek wisdom first. Now, the second principle, serve before selling. Luke 6:38, Jesus says, "Give and it will be given to you. For with the measure you use, it will be measured to you." And I want to focus right here. Give and it will be given to you. When I first got started in business, I didn't understand this biblical principle and I didn't apply it into my business. And what I tried to do is the principle backwards. I tried to sell before serving. And I talk to a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of coaches, consultants, agency owners, and this is what they're doing. They're trying to sell before they serve. And if you do it in this way, money will always be hard to make. If you sell before you serve, money will always feel difficult to make. Selling somebody will always feel hard, and you're pressuring them and you're kind of mousetrapping them and you're getting them on a conversation for hours and you're getting them to review things and add in extra things into the contracts with them. The moment that I discovered how easy it was to make money by serving before selling is when my life changed. And in my marketing agency, this is where I was selling before serving. I was selling to real estate agents an ad system to help them grow their business. And I would just do outreach. I would message these people on Instagram. I'd get them on a Zoom call, and then I'd hard close them. And I'd tell them why this is the best thing on earth and why they're going to make so much money and all this stuff. And I didn't serve them. Okay. And what ended up happening is a lot of these people were bad fit clients with me. I dealt with refunds and chargebacks. I didn't have my heart in the right place to serve these people, because before anything else, if there's something I can tell you about your business, is you need to care so freaking deeply about the problems that the group of people you serve have. And if you can do that, you will make so much money you don't know what to do with. Like, it's going to seem crazy to your family and friends. And that's, you want to get that in alignment now. And now where I consult other people like yourself, what ends up happening is I love serving these guys. And my heart is in it. Like deep down, my heart of hearts wants to serve my clients, wants to make sure they make as much money as they want to make sure they have the best client relationship and experience with me. And when you have your heart in that place, money becomes easy. And so I first started serving before selling after running my marketing agency, dealing with those terrible clients and everything like that, when I started posting simple YouTube videos. And I experienced this when one of my little crappy YouTube videos on my Mac camera, Loom video, ended up getting 75,000 views. And surprisingly to me, in the video, I even said, this video is not going to get any views because this is the stuff nobody really cares about listening to. That video got the most views on my channel ever and impacted the most amount of lives I've ever impacted in my entire life. And in that video, I did not have a single CTA. Let's stop. Let's pause for a second. In the video that has 75,000 views on my channel, not one time in that video do I have a single call to action asking anything from anybody. And that video made me the most amount of money out of any video on my channel. The video where I don't ask. Instead of asking, I served. And if you serve correctly with the right intention in your heart to serve, not with the intention of serving to sell, but serving to serve, as a result, you will sell. How's that one, right? You want to make sure that when you solve their problems, and if you simply serve and actually solve whoever you're solving's problem, they will want to buy. You will not need to tell them how to buy. You won't need to have crazy guarantees and crazy promises to the market. If you serve and solve their problems for free, you will make a lot of money. And after posting that video, I made tens of thousands of dollars from that video by having people message me saying, hey, Christian, you helped me make money. You helped me land a client. You helped me solve this problem. And that is how I made a lot of money. And that's the moment that I realized if I can simply hop in front of this camera and serve somebody to the deepest place in my heart, give them just everything that I possibly can, everything that I know in my brain to help them, I will be rewarded in the future simply as a byproduct. Okay? And please follow this. You don't want making money to feel difficult for the rest of your life. The only way that's possible is by serving for free, serving with no intention of getting anything back. And as a result, you will get something back. You'll make a lot of money. So it's a catch-22 in that sense, right? Where if you serve with the intention of selling, you'll sell less. It's weird how it works, but I promise you, if you can relate to this, drop it in the comment. So that's principle number 2. Serve before you sell. Now the last one, the best one. You ready for this one? Principle number 3. Use leverage. Ecclesiastes 4:9-10. 2 are better than 1 because they have a good return for their labor. There's another quote. If you give me a lever long enough and a place to stand, I will move the earth, right? And so what is happening right here is the Bible's literally telling you that you need to be using leverage. And I didn't understand this when I started my business. And I didn't understand the importance of leverage until I started studying the Bible and started studying people like Naval Ravikant. 2 are better than 1 because they have a good return for their labor. They have an exponential increase in output for the same amount of input. And so if the things you're doing in your business seem something like this, where you're getting this much output for this much input, you are lacking leverage. So you want it to look like this, not like this. You want it to look like this and not like this. And how do you actually do this? Well, let's make this actionable. If you're currently doing anything on a one-to-one interaction, you're doing outreach manually, you're cold calling manually, you're doing things like this, these are things that are low leverage because you get a certain amount of results for whatever input you do. If you make 100 cold calls, maybe you get one appointment, right? But what's infinite leverage is the beautiful thing that we have nowadays called media. And this is in making content, because I could sit here in front of this little camera and speak for 16 minutes, and one person can listen to this and get impacted by it, or 1,000 people can. But the point is that I can get an exponential output and result from the same amount of time in putting it into the work. And so if you could find as many things as possible to introduce leverage, you'll be able to win. And the same reason why I made more money when I implemented these two things into my business. Number one is productization. And number two is media. What's productization? Well, I got the service and the skills I had in my brain, and I productized it into a coaching program. And in the coaching program, I deliver it via videos that people could watch because it's a leverage on my time. And so when you productize your solution, you have an infinite lever on your time. When you productize media to acquire clients, you have an infinite lever on your time. And so when you can start using leverage in your business, you can make as much money as you want in the entire freaking world. And I experienced this firstly, again, making the same mistake here, when I didn't use leverage in my business and I was just doing cold outreach on a one-to-one level on a manual basis to get clients, and I was fulfilling on a custom done for you solution for clients. And it was no wonder that I couldn't continue to scale my agency. I knew that the next step was to productize my thing, become a consultant, and double down on creating content online, because that's the highest leverage thing that I can do. If I go into my YouTube studio right here, you could see on my YouTube channel, if I go to watch time, you could see that over the last 30 days, people have consumed 232 hours of my content. And so if we just do, if I pull up the calculator and we do 232 divided by 24, in the last 30 days, people have spent 9 days, 24 hours straight watching my videos. Now, how much time did it take me to make that? Well, over the course of of the last 30 days, I posted, let me see. I posted how many videos? I mean, we could just look at these right here. Let's say I posted 5 videos in the last 30 days, right? On average, it takes me maybe 30 minutes to make a video. 30 minutes times 5 videos divided by 60 means it took me 2.5 hours to make content that people saw and consumed for nearly 10 days. Does that make sense? I really, really hope that makes sense. I spent 2.5 hours creating content over the last month, and people have spent almost 10 days consuming those 2.5 hours of input. So for 2.5 hours of input, I got almost 10 days of output of people spending time with me, building trust with me. Okay, I believe that's pretty much correct. Yeah, those numbers, yeah, that's correct. And so that's the importance of leverage, my friend. And so if you've watched this video all the way until the end, I really appreciate you watching. I'd love it if you can subscribe. And if you got value, just let me know. I'd love to respond to your comments, answer your questions. So drop them down below. God bless you, and I'll see you real soon. Peace out.